Watching our favourite mutants unleash god-level powers gives us the exact same feeling Eleven gets when she eats an Eggo waffle. On that note, these are the top 25 times when X-Men went god mode in the movies, Volume 2. First up is a solid beginning to an otherwise tragic situation. Yeah, the Sentinels may have been a pain for the X-Men to deal with, but this is a perfect example where teamwork takes the W. Despite being up against opponents that are built as cheat codes against mutants, both Storm and Magneto combine their powers to ensure they at least buy some time in the beginning. After all, the whole idea of fighting these things is to ensure the timeline is corrected up until that one point. Also, this is Sir Ian McKellen's Magneto working in tandem with Halle Berry's Storm, so we also get a strong hit of nostalgia along with some great special effects. This is the kind of coordination you see military units pulling out when they're at war with foreign invaders. Oh yeah, and shout out to Bishop too for doing his bit. Tough times call for tough fighters, and he sure as heck came through.
All those years wasted fighting you villagers to have a precious few of them back.
Oh, are you?
Next up is a very emotional display from two franchise stalwarts. I know this may seem extremely violent and excessive, but I guess this is totally best friend level behavior for mutants with regenerative abilities. This is basically both Deadpool and Wolverine going god mode on each other, but apart from the very obvious physical violence, it was the savage exchange that got them going, especially Wolverine, who didn't spare any mercy.
You will never save the world. You couldn't even save a relationship with a goddamn stripper.
Sure, Deadpool says a lot of stupid stuff, but Logan hit a bit too close to home when he mocked Wade's relationship with Vanessa. He even makes fun of how the Avengers would never take him and calls him an absolute moron. If that wasn't enough emotional damage, Wolverine even joked how the greatest irony for Deadpool is that he can't die. Yeah, I'd be a lot more hurt by those words than any slash attacks if I could recover as quickly as Wade.
I wish I could say you die alone, but it's one of God's best jokes that you can't die, except that's on all of us!
With the colours of their suits, it practically felt as if this is how a mustard and ketchup bottle would fight each other once you close the fridge door.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut!
Now we've got ourselves a certified badass. When dealing with a mutant as overpowered as the freaking Juggernaut, it's essential to remember the name. Otherwise, he's gonna flex really hard as he says it out loud. And he may also add in a couple of not so pleasant words. Kitty Pryde may be a decent match for him, considering she can just make him pass through her body if he charges at her, but I'm not sure if she's able to keep it up for too long. Anyway, after somehow managing to drag a man thrice her size down and trap him in the floor, you'd still think that she did well. The only factor you may have forgotten to consider though is that the Juggernaut can go through anything. It may not have been his most powerful display of strength, but it was still a god mode moment, especially after letting out what I imagine is his battle cry. The only thing he should focus on though is presence of mind.
Fascinating. What do they call you?
Juggernaut.
I can't imagine why.
You can let me out of here, I need a pee.
Number 32 is Wolverine again, but without his general sense of savagery. As a matter of fact, going berserk has never looked so badass before, so maybe it's alright for a man to lose his memory every now and then. Being treated as Weapon X should be worn as a badge of honor, because you're literally treated as the most dangerous being inside the facility. Naturally, that means if you're let out, then only God can save the ones who come in your way. The way Logan destroyed every dude in front of him kind of made me wonder how he would have turned out as a villain. Like, can you imagine Cyclops and Nightcrawler trying to fight an enraged Wolverine? Yeah, thank God he's on their side, although I can't say the same when it comes to not hitting on Jean Grey. Anyway, in this situation, the god level assault is only inflicted on the bad guys and there's no adverse outcome for anyone else, so the X-Men can take it as a W cameo.
Wanda, Black Bolt could destroy you with one whisper from his mouth.
What mouth?
Next up is someone who does have a strange connection to the mutants. Yeah, this is a complex choice because the Scarlet Witch was with the Avengers before going rogue, but if we look at the comics, she and her brother did start off their careers as mutants by joining Magneto's Brotherhood, so I'll consider it enough of a technicality to include her here. Also, she does end Professor X, so that's got to count for something, right? Anyway, these wannabe Avengers were so out of sync that I don't think they could have handled anyone beyond a Daredevil or a Punisher. I mean, they've got the dumbest version of Mr. Fantastic, a surprisingly underpowered Captain Marvel, and, well, Captain America isn't really that tough as an opponent, male or female, especially when you consider the power levels of most Marvel characters. Wonder taking them out was God mode for sure, but I do want to shout out Black Bolt for giving us such a mind-blowing performance. See what I did there?
And if we don't?
Then it won't be Wanda who comes for her. It will be the Scarlet Witch.
Okay, let's hear it for some characters we definitely need more of. This is an OG squad we'll never forget, and it's largely thanks to Deadpool saving the MCU, albeit only temporarily. Seeing people like Elektra, Blade, and Gambit again was a great experience, plus having all of them unleash their powers to the max against Cassandra's army was even better. Honestly, I'd say the MVPs for this sequence are Blade and Gambit, primarily due to some sassy lines and epic fight moves, but yeah, it was definitely a team effort. I just want to take a moment to say Wesley Snipes rightfully immortalized Blade as his character. I literally can't see anyone else play this man, so the line about only one Blade was pretty much spot on. Even Deadpool looked us right in the eye to confirm that, didn't he?
There's only been one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade.
There are some really cool attacks on display, but I can't exactly single them all out because there's so much happening at the same time.
I'm still trying to ice skate up here.
I'm gonna rip you in half now.
That is such a Juggernaut thing to say.
Oh my god, I can't feel my legs!
Oh yeah, this time he's even more badass. The Juggernaut is back again and he leaves no stone unturned while proving he's the big daddy of power demonstrations. We knew they did Jugs good when we saw him punching that truck with so much force that it shattered the freaking bridge as well. He was just so unbothered by it all, which made him look more genuine too. The punch was already a pretty solid display, but we can't forget how he casually ripped Deadpool in half as if he was trying to split a sandwich in two. Sure, Wade Wilson can recover from that kind of damage, but if someone can perform such a task with zero effort, it begs the question of what he can achieve when he's actually trying with all his might.
He's doing great. You save the good stuff for special occasions?
Killing mostly.
Coming in hot at number 28 is Deadpool and Wolverine working together for a change. Yeah, they technically joined forces against Cassandra's army too, but here they're in an extreme multiverse war against the Deadpool corps. Man, this was R-rated violence to the max, but that's what you should expect when you've got two of the most violent mutants going God mode. Logan was clearly letting out a lot of rage, and Deadpool, well, if he ever hated himself, then this would have been the perfect time to let it all out.
I wish I would, yeah.
They sure left no stone unturned, and if it weren't for the regeneration abilities of the enemies, then this would have been an insurmountable massacre.
Say it with me. You're gonna live. I'm gonna live. Say it louder. I'm gonna live. But he died a hero.
He died from murder, you dumb.
Up next is an escape like no other. Wolverine is going to be seen quite a few times on this list, and it shouldn't come as a surprise now, should it? Given how badass he is, right? The adamantium transformation was already a difficult process, so yeah, simply surviving that was God mode enough. But then our man decides to aura farm by breaking out of the facility with undeniable rage. The dude even gets shot in the head, but acts as if the bullets were like little pebbles. Yeah, I'm sure the ladies would have loved this scene. That doesn't take away from Logan's insane strength and endurance. At number 26 is our favourite duo saving the universe, and then some. This movie has taken up most of the earlier entries because of how recent it is, but make no mistake here, okay? The grand finale is as godly as a rescue act can get. No other mutant would have been able to get this job done, even if they had healing powers, because you need an insane amount of strength to be able to not just resist the Time Ripper, but also destroy it. Also, with abs like those, I'm sure Hugh Jackman would be every single bodybuilder's almighty lord.
For the first time in my life, I am proud to wear this suit. It means I'm an X-Man. I am the X-Man.
Up next is a sequence that's presented mainly for optics. I mean, Shaw knew very well that a grenade would do nothing to him, and yet he chose to humour the general just so that he could flex his god-level absorption powers. The calm and nonchalance on display is quite disturbing because it establishes Shaw as a fearless villain who knows that nobody can hurt him. Well, unless Professor X is controlling his mind, that is. This was a simple, neat scene, but it does give us the first glimpse into Shaw's skills. All this time we were thinking the dude's just an evil military guy, but no, he's got one of the most dangerous powers to ever exist in the franchise. The Queen is up next, and it's her OG version. We all love Mystique because she always leaves an impact no matter what she does. In this brief encounter against Stryker's men, Mystique shows off her fighting capabilities as well as her tactical mindset. After all, she changes to Stryker right after beating down his men and finally gains control of the system she was after. Oh, and all of this comes after she turned into freaking Wolverine just so that she could get captured. The look on Stryker's face said it all, didn't it? Man, the OG Mystique was one of the best parts of the original trilogy. I mean, if the villain is making you cheer for her louder than the heroes, you know you're doing something right.
You know what I want, but what do you want?
Okay, here's another brief moment with great impact. It's kind of sad that Scott Summers didn't get the kind of attention his character deserved, but at least Cyclops let it rip here. This isn't a training session or practice match, it's real life, so a man has to ensure that he doesn't mess up, and oh boy, he sure does it right. That laser blast he unleashed was one of the most powerful outbursts from Cyclops in the live-action films, and he doesn't spare anyone in his target zone. It gave the escapees enough of a diversion to make their exit, and it helped to save Emma Frost next to him. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's the same version as the character from X-Men First Class, but what's important is that she pushed Cyclops to give us an epic shot.
Cyclops, Storm, and Jean were some of my first students. I protected them, taught them to control their powers, and in time, teach others to do the same.
Go get her, Tiger.
Here's Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Negasonic Teenage. What the sh**? That's the coolest name ever!
Yeah, she may have gone a bit overboard with that name, but she does live up to it, especially in this sequence. The Deadpool version of Colossus isn't exactly the kind of man you'd call hardcore, but he doesn't get completely violated by his opponents. He does need assistance though, which is why Negasonic's outburst here totally won the scene despite her being in it for only a few seconds. That explosion was something else, but Angel Dust totally deserved it. I mean, Colossus was such a gentleman for not peeking, but she still chose to reward him with a punch to the most devastating target point in a man's body.
Besides, we're X-Men.
No. You're ex-people.
You're exhausting.
I see what you did there. Puns. My hat's off to you, sir.
What?
Truly.
I don't...
Here's a god-level move that many don't realize. Cassandra Nova is considered to be on a similar level to Charles Xavier, which instantly makes her an S-tier mutant. Of course, we already covered how it took both Deadpool and Wolverine to defeat her, but I'd say the best glimpse of her powers was shown when she instantly annihilated Johnny Storm without batting an eye. I mean, he did have it coming because he did say some nasty stuff.
Not my favorite Chris.
You just got him killed. Hey, we're all grieving. Yes, do you know what he was doing to the budget?
But to end someone in an instant like that, in Mortal Kombat style, was epic AF. Yeah, Cassandra's a villain, but don't all of them like being compared to gods anyway?
Oh, welcome to the Skull Club, Paradox. You know she doesn't wash that hand.
Top 10 time is here, so let's bring out the classics. One important lesson for everyone is that they should always stay away from Logan in the kitchen. It's where he had his first proper rage scene in the live-action films, and his badassery never stopped growing since that incident. The Wolverine wasn't utilized all that well in the first film, and the writers corrected that error here by giving him the spotlight against the X-Mansion invaders. Those guys must have thought it was going to be a piece of cake, but they were the ones who ended up getting slashed to pieces. Logan's your typical anti-hero, so he doesn't want to let any of these guys get out of this mess alive anyway.
You must be Wolverine. That remarkable metal doesn't run through your entire body, does it?
We praised Logan in the previous entry, but now we've got Magneto violating the Wolverine with ease. It's the worst possible matchup, of course, because Logan's whole skeleton is metal. There's no way he can ever land any damage on Magneto because his biology itself is a disadvantage. It's seen perfectly in the very first movie as Magneto toys around with Wolverine and also humiliates him by revealing he was never interested in him in the first place, but rather he actually wanted Rogue.
What the hell do you want with me?
You? My dear boy. Whoever said I wanted you?
Yeah, that's got a sting, even if Logan wouldn't have cared about it. Sir Ian McKellen clearly had fun playing Eric. Anyone would have loved being so dominant against an alpha male.
I didn't come here to fight you.
Smart boy.
In at number 8 is Nightcrawler going wild. So he's not normally known for fighting so diligently, unless of course he wants to assassinate the president, but Nightcrawler seemed to have enough in this sequence. It's not just his teleportation skills on display, but also his combat abilities, which have definitely grown since the last time we saw him. There's genuine rage, and he really looked like he was out there to kill. That moment where he ends one of the aliens by teleporting her in front of the train was diabolical work. Just look at his smile. It's probably the second closest he's been to Azazel.
Feed us in.
It's time for a real god to take the scene now. Apocalypse is the undisputed mutant god, and part of it is because he breeds a different kind of fear. In this scene, he's saving Storm from the guys she robbed, but even she's scared for her life after she sees what the man's capable of. Using sand to decapitate a whole line of guys was enough to put Apocalypse on the list. Then he trapped that other guy in the wall using the most fearsome approach ever. How on earth are we going to ignore greatness like that? It was terrifying to watch.
What are you doing?
Making you stronger, my goddess.
You can stab Logan as many times as you'd like, but you simply can't kill him.
Don't hit my friends.
To be fair to Shingen, he totally beat the Wolverine if this was supposed to be a simple duel, but we all know it's never so straightforward with our favourite mutant, is it? Shingen had all the techniques in the world, and impressive ones too, but when you're up against raw power and regeneration, there's not much you can do but accept defeat. The direction of the fight was on point, and the finale was more epic than the actual climax of the movie. Pulling out the sword in the end was the perfect finishing touch.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
Too much iron in your blood.
Ah yes, here's one of the finer moments in X-Men history. For a mutant like Magneto to remain locked up, you need to take all kinds of precautions, otherwise you're going to end up victim to an iconic move and an iconic line. Lario really should have kept his intrusive thoughts in check with Mystique because it would have literally saved his life. Instead, all he got was a scam experience and extra iron in his blood. Of course, extracting the blood was something we'd expect from an S-tier mutant like Magneto, but his escape was a whole other level. Imagine how overpowered you must be if you can escape a maximum security facility with just 3 tiny balls of metal.
Mr. Lario, never trust a beautiful woman, especially one who's interested in you.
I'm merely a vessel for the Lord.
It's not often that you get to see Deadpool as the man on a rampage, but considering what happened to him, we'd have to say this was a very valid crash out. Also, it's not like we're going to complain while watching an insanely violent sequence with great choreography. Just look at the audacity here. Wade's up against some of the deadliest gangsters in the area, and yet he wants to play dead just so their deaths can feel funnier to him. No wonder he's the undisputed god of mercenaries. The only difference between him and the others is that Deadpool prefers to take his payments in laughs and giggles. Let that not undermine how skilled he is with his blades, though.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
Look what made it to number 3. It's a literal definition of aura as we see our beloved Logan unleash hell upon a freaking helicopter. You could say that he took Arnold's advice, but in the way that he had intended. The Wolverine has never been anything short of a badass, but this sequence just goes way too hard. Zero never really stood a chance, but that's the price you pay when you think you can use guns and bullets to take down a dude with an adamantium skeleton and rapid healing. The MVP of the whole scene though has to be the bike. With the way Logan was operating that thing, it would have been easy to believe that it had some mutant powers of its own.
Maximum effort.
Narrowly missing out on the top spot is our friendly neighborhood assassin, Deadpool. Well, I'm not sure about friendly, but considering what he achieves in this highway sequence, we can definitely say that this is indeed maximum effort. The new and improved Wade Wilson wastes no time in letting us know that he's a faithful comic book adaptation, unlike another bold character that's not Charles Xavier. The execs at Fox knew that fans weren't too pleased with that earlier version, so they decided to open the movie with straight heat. Not only is this sequence filled with awesome action, it's also extended for a good while so we can enjoy it for longer. And yes, we can never discount the humor.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Especially how it can land so effectively even in the middle of such a detailed massacre.
You're probably thinking, my boyfriend said this was a superhero movie, but that guy in the red suit just turned that other guy into a f***ing kebab. Well, I may be super, but I am no hero.
At number 1 is the only entry we've been missing across both volumes. The berserker moment from Logan is the ultimate power-up from any X-Men film. It's got the right kind of rage and raw emotions that make Wolverine such a badass. He never really got the chance to flex this much in the movie till now, and he made sure he was going to enjoy every single second of it. If you want to analyze this moment further, you can say there are a couple of parallels to the kitchen scene from X2, but let's face it, Hugh Jackman's probably going to have to put in every last iota of his soul's energy if he's ever going to top what he did here. The fact that it's only a brief moment actually adds to the scene because it makes the whole idea of an unstoppable Wolverine scarce. Man, his voice alone was enough to make this a legendary sequence.
Look, I'm not a man of science, but you seem incredibly passed away.
G'day, mate. There's nothing that'll bring me back to life faster than a big bag of Marvel cash.
Hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the TV Regent, and here's another video I know you're going to enjoy.